Okay, this video is showing you how to solve systems of equations using the substitution method. Both these equations, or both these systems, are going to be ones where they're not already solved for the variable, so we're going to have to solve for y or solve for x. Okay, so I start by looking at the equations. I see, do I want to solve for either x? No, because they both have coefficients. Either y would be fine. The first equation looks like that would be pretty easy to solve for y, so that's the one I'm going to choose. But you could choose the second one. So negative 4x plus y equals 6. I'm going to solve for y just by adding 4x to both sides. Okay? And so negative 4x plus 4x is 0, and I'm left with y equals 4x plus 6. Okay, so now I need to go plug that into the second equation. Okay, so I'm going to plug that into y, and I'm going to put it in parentheses, like I showed you in the warm-up today. You want to put it in parentheses, so that way you can distribute correctly. Okay, so minus 4x plus 6 in parentheses. I'm subtracting that whole thing from negative 5x, and that equals 21. Okay, so now I need to distribute. You got to realize that that 1 is there. Okay, so you're saying minus 1 times 4x plus 6, or plus negative 1. So when I go to distribute, negative 5x minus 4x, negative 1 times 6 minus 6, or plus negative 6, equals 21. This is negative 9x when you combine those. Minus 6 equals 21. Add 6 to both sides, and negative 9x equals 27. Okay, and x equals negative 3. Okay, so now that I've found that x equals negative 3, I'm going to go back and plug that into any one of these equations. I could also plug it into the equation where I solve for y. Okay, and that actually looks like that would be the easiest one to plug it in. So that's what I'm going to do. Y equals 4 times negative 3 plus 6. Okay, so y equals negative 12 plus 6, and y equals negative 6. So my solution is negative 3 and negative 6. Now that I have that, okay, I know that's a solution. Well, I think that's a solution. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go plug that x and y into both equations up top, okay, and the originals, and see if it works. If it works, then okay, I know I got the right answer. If it doesn't, well, I got to go look and see what mistake did I make. Okay, let's do number 8. Okay, so I'm looking at these four variables, negative 7x, negative 2y, x, negative 2y here. The easiest one to solve for would be this x, so I'm going to solve for that x. It has no coefficient, or a coefficient of 1, I should say. Okay, so I'm going to add 2y to both sides. Okay, and now x equals 11 plus 2y, or as I like to write it, 2y plus 11. Doesn't really matter. Okay, so now I'm going to plug that in to the original, or sorry, the first equation. Okay, so negative 7 times x. X is 2y plus 11. Okay, so negative 7x minus 2y equals negative 13. Okay, so I can distribute this. This is negative 14y plus negative 7 times 11 is negative 77. Okay, minus 2y, or plus negative 2y, and that equals negative 13. So negative 14y plus negative 2y. If I want to change that, I can. That equals negative 16y. Okay, so negative 16y minus 77, or plus negative 77, same thing, equals negative 13. Add 77 to both sides, and negative 16y equals positive 64. I added 77 to the negative 13 and got positive 64. And so y equals negative 4, divided both sides by negative 16. Okay, so now I'm going to plug that y value into any of the equations. You know, probably this one again, where x equals 2 times negative 4 plus 11. 2 times negative 4, x equals negative 8 plus 11, or x equals 3. Okay, so my solution is 3, negative 4. Okay, I have that solution. What I should go do is go back to this original, plug in the x, plug in the y, see if it works. If it works, I know I did it right. Okay, good luck. I'd like you to try 9 and 10 on the homework too, so you can make sure you can do this right.